I'm gonna teach you how to sound like this on Bandlab.
Link in the description. Ooh, you can download this preset. Link in the description, yeah.
Before we begin, if you like this vocal preset and want to download it for yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description or the pinned comment. But without further ado, let's get started. There's a disclaimer that I want to add. If you want to sound like Bruno Mars, which obviously of this generation is one of the greatest singers, having a similar vocal preset to him is not going to be enough. And you're absolutely going to need to put in the work to get vocal training lessons and be the best singer you can be. Because all the effects in the world are not going to be able to hide the fact that you're not that good of a singer. However, if you can't afford vocal lessons at the moment and need a quick video tutorial explaining the beginner step, I made a video a while back on how to sound like The Weeknd, which obviously has a lot of parallels with Bruno Mars. And you can check it out right now by clicking the card up above. So the first thing you're going to need is a noise gate. And essentially what this does is anytime you're not singing or talking, all the annoying white noise or background noise that you might hear in the distance will essentially be removed depending on how you put your threshold. So right now I put my threshold at negative 32.6 decibels. So anything under that is going to get removed when you're not speaking. Then I put a really fast attack of 1 millisecond and an equally fast release of 100 milliseconds. Then I added an EQ. I used the EQ3M and I really didn't change that much. All I did was I boosted the lows a bit because even though he is a tenor, I do want there to be some presence in the vocals and not have it sound super thin. I boosted the highs 2.4 decibels just to emphasize his tenor range. And then for the mids, what I did was I raised this all the way up to 20 and I started moving around the mid sweep to find the most annoying vocal frequency. Basically whatever sounds the most annoying.
You can download this preset. Link in the description.
And what I found was that my most annoying frequency, at least singing this part, was at 869 hertz. But do keep in mind that that varies depending on the person. This is not a one size fits all case. And then once I figured that out, I dropped the mids by negative 2 decibels. Then I added a de-esser. This essentially removes the really harsh S sound that might appear when you sing. I put the frequency as it was at 9,000 hertz. And the threshold at negative 1.8 decibels. If you're trying to level up your music career and want to upload your music to Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, click the second link in the description because that's going to get you 7% off of DistroKid, the best music distribution platform on the internet. It's already only 20 bucks for you to upload an unlimited amount of songs and albums, so 7% off that is even better. Again, second link in the description. Now back to the tutorial. Then I finally added the compressor, and what I did to allow the transient hit of your vocals to remain the same and then compress everything after, I put the attack at 37 milliseconds. Before I put it at 1 millisecond, which affected the transient as well, but I really just want to affect everything after the transient. Then I put the release at 1000 milliseconds, the threshold at 5.9, a ratio of 8:1, and a makeup gain of about 7.1 decibels. Then it's time for the spatial effects. I got a studio reverb and I really didn't add that much. The mix is only at 18%. Anything above that or 20% can sound too spacey and maybe works for ballads, but for like the straight funk kind of stuff Bruno Mars usually does, you don't want that much reverb and you just want something that's going to cushion the vocals. I put the tone at 64% and a room size of 30%. And finally, I added a really subtle D delay. I put the time at quarter beats with a feedback of 20%. A high pass of 50 hertz, basically didn't touch it. A low pass of 4,700 hertz, kept the dry at 100. The wet, very little, only 4%. You don't want that much delay on your vocals. It just adds a nice little bounce, which complements the drums and percussion really well. And then I left volume and spread the same, 0 decibels and 50%. But that's how you can get a Bruno Mars vocal preset on Bandlab. Again, if you like this vocal preset and want to download it for yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description or the pinned comment. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more videos like this. Comment below what other artists you want me to tackle, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.